down. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Pulling up the chat. Where did the chat go? Hold on one sec, guys. Hold on. Just getting it set up so I can see everything. Can you guys hear me? Kaz, can you hear my voice? If not, you can? Okay, perfect. Is the music too loud? My voice too loud? Too quiet? Anything like that? By the way, guys, make sure to like the stream if you're here. And we'll get started in just a sec. Music is loud. All right, I'm gonna turn it down. Music is loud. Music is gone. Is it loud or is it gone? Okay, I just turned it down more. Let me know if that sounds better. I can also turn the music off. That's too much? Okay, I can turn it up a little bit more. Little bit more. How is that? Yes, Kaz, you're right. Thank you. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And hit the like button so we can get started. Hopefully the audio sounds okay. I think it should be okay now. It's hard to tell from my end because I've got my local volume turned way down, but I in OBS have been messing with the music levels and my voice levels. All right, I'm gonna assume that it sounds okay, but let me know if there's any issues, and I'll fix it. Yes, Kaz, you're right, absolutely. What are good buzzwords right now? I don't even know. Not mimic. Probably not anything to do with mimic. Probably steel wool NDA. I don't know. All right, it's good. Thanks, Kaz. Thank you. All right. So we've got a tier list. It's got all these FNAF theories on it. I changed the ranking categories a little bit. The original one had a lot of like in between ones, like kind of like but not really, or like there's just a few unnecessary ones, I thought. So I simplified it. You have to go, Kaz. All right. Well, thanks for stopping in and helping get the audio set up. I appreciate it. We got 5 people watching and only 3 likes. So let's make sure everyone watching hits the like button so more people get to see the stream. Also, Kaz, if you're still here for some reason, I'm probably not going to be here in 2 hours. I don't think that this is going to last that long. It'll be a little... Actually, it'll be probably a regular length stream for me. But yeah, I've been working on my next video, and I kind of just wanted to come on and give you guys a little bit of something extra in the meantime. And I thought, why not just do this? But yeah, so we're just going to go through some of these theories, discuss them, and it will be a communal ranking situation. So I think that we have to probably wait for a few more people to show up in the chat. Maybe I can start with some of the more boring ones, and then when more people get here, if more people get here, we can jump into some of the more interesting ones. All right, we have the triple threat of the FNAF 1 dates. And none of these I feel very strongly about, except for 2000s. I should probably also pull up the theory wiki to check stuff that I'm not sure about, because I don't know all of these theories by heart, believe it or not. Why is FNAF 1 2001 a thing? Is that just because of the movie? Because the paycheck in the game says 19 something. So I don't know about that one. Chrome is just lagging a little bit. Hold on. Seriously lagging. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put the 2000s in mic trap level, because I don't think that is right. Seems pretty clear to me that the game takes place in 19 something. Now, whether it's 1989 or 1990s, I'm going to go ahead and throw in neutral. I do not feel strongly about either of those. I think as long as the game takes place in the 90s and it's after FNAF 2, we're all good. I'm not, and I talk about it in the MatPat video. Spoiler alert, I'm making a video about MatPat. I go over just how I don't think the specific date of FNAF 1 actually matters that much. Same with FNAF 3. Just as long as you kind of have a general placement for it. Let me jump ahead here. Okay. Let's take a look at what else we have. Evan Victim. I'm not a fan of that. I won't put it quite in mic trap tier, because there is evidence that leans a certain way towards it in the logbook. Garrett Victim. That can go in mic trap. I don't think that is right. I mean, unless Scott is using the movies to like finally reveal. Mass Challenger USA, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. We're just doing a quick FNAF theories tier list. So if you have any thoughts about these theories, let me know. There's one theory that must be an S tier. I wonder what that one was. Let me see if I can even find it. It's really hard. I'm like a little far away from my monitor just to have my mic close to my face, because I don't have a good setup, so it's kind of hard to find. But we'll get there when we get there. Unless I can just spot it real quick right now. But yeah, don't worry. We'll get there, and we know where it goes. All right. Okay, I don't know if we should wait to talk about Dave Victim just in case some more people show up, because that's kind of a hot topic. So on this one, this is the This is literally the first tier list that came up when I googled FNAF Theory tier list. So I think it probably has it. I just it's a little hard to tell from looking at these like tiny icons and just scrolling through them. But it should pop up. Let me know if you spot it. We'll leave Dave Victim for now. All of these first ones we can leave. Yeah, because I kind of wanted to have more discussion about some of these MCI ones. Just taking a look at these. A lot of these I honestly have no idea. Is Will Corpse literally that William is Burn Trap? I don't know about I don't even feel like I have the credentials to talk about Burn Trap, dude. Hey, make sure to like the stream if you're watching, guys. Dave is probably Cece's name if it's anything, but it's been so overly analyzed. We may need. Yeah, I mean, I'm partial to Cassidy Victim, or Cassidy Bite Victim, whatever it's called. Like Cassidy, Cece's name. But if it's not that, then it's probably Dave. Hey, Emmers, how's it going? It's good to see you again. Thanks for stopping by. We are just currently doing a quick FNAF popular theory tier list. So if you have any thoughts about these, then let me know. I'll put Dave. Yeah, we can just go ahead and put Dave Victim and Can Be Convinced for me. I guess I probably have to look into it more, but I'm not super convinced about the. Oh, hey Seeker, nice to see you. Nice to see you too. Nice to see you, Larry. How's it going? I low-key wrote for Adam and or Timmy. I've never heard. Is that Seeker? What is? Where do those come from? I have not heard of those ones. But no, basically, I think that I'm not 100% convinced on the logbook methodology to find Dave, only because it kind of rings like a strange name for a kid for me, which I know is like not a great argument, but I'm a lot more convinced that if the crying child is the altered text in the logbook, then he would be the one saying my name is Cassidy. Basically dual process theories whole idea about it. Will Corpse, basically the mimic is wearing William's corpse, which is different from Burn Will. Okay. It was more popular in the 70s. Okay, that is interesting. I've also heard stuff about Cassidy being popular for boys in 1983 specifically, but I don't know about that. Yeah, Adam and Timmy comfiness. We gotta know some more about that. What is it again? What are we talking about? Will Corpse. A lot of these I don't know I don't know like the theory code names off the top of my head, so a lot of them I'm gonna have to be like, what is that? I think I'll leave the corpse ones for now. All right, now that there's some people here, I think I do want to talk about BV first. Hold on one sec. Guys, as always, I do not have a proper streaming setup. I'm literally doing it on my laptop. It's just one monitor, so it takes me a while to like switch between looking at the chat and looking at everything. So if I'm being really slow, then that is the reason. Adam Victim is from the channel JR Vanity, Junior Vanity. I have not seen that before. Cassidy first charted as a boy's name in 1983, but Dave was a more common name in the 70s when Cece would have been born. That is true. If it's not like Cece was born in 1983, so that's not great evidence that Cassidy was popular then. That is true. Let's take a look at BV first. I am super... I mean, if you guys have seen my videos, then you know I am not a BV first truther at all. I think that it kind of goes hand in hand with will care. Like, I think a lot of people that believe Bite Victim was the first death goes hand in hand with, like, he was the inception point that started it all. And then, for whatever reason, that caused William to do the MCI or William to kill Charlie or whatever. I just don't see it like that. I'm more of a BV fifth. Bite Victim was part of the MCI somehow, or just he was friends with the MCI. He saw the MCI, whichever way you slice it. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in don't like. It's not mic trap because it's legit. It is like a legit interpretation. It's just not for me. BV last supremacy, yes. Absolutely. I like Dave simply because it means beloved. Oh, I do. I didn't know that, Larry. That is interesting. I don't hate Dave. Yeah. I don't hate Dave. BB first makes for a better story. I disagree, Mass Challenger. I think that I think it makes a story. But I don't necessarily prefer that version of the story to my interpretation of just him being last or fifth. And yeah, I also agree that in the movie, hopefully we get some more indication about William's motives to do anything, because in the games it's very vague. Why is Mike Trap last? I thought Mike Trap was kind of a joke. So I don't mean to actually be mean to Mike Trap if people do believe that. I put it at the bottom of, like, this is a bad theory. Maybe I could just rename it to bad. I don't want to be, like, completely shitting on theories, so I'm just going to put it in bad. Charlie first, I also am not a big believer in. I have to think about that, though. I do swing more towards yeah, no, Emerson, I think I kind of was thinking maybe it's not a great idea. Anyways, I think bad does just fine. I was trying to when I was making it, I was trying to think of, like, what's the most, like, the theory that everyone hates that won't, like, upset anybody, but even still, it's like, nah. I actually did not know that there was a newer tier list. I'm probably not going to use that, though, because this has, first of all, I've already kind of started this, and I think this one looks like it has most of the stuff that I would want to talk about. So we're gonna keep with that. But basically, Charlie first. I'm more partial to Charlie 87 just because I really like how that lines up with the FNAF 2 phone calls, like whatever's going on out there. It lines up with, like, why the toys would be getting more aggravated, perhaps, especially if it's a security puppet like it's shown to be. Also, it could just be a generic security puppet, but I feel like the fact that it's a security puppet implies that something bad has already happened, whatever that may be, like MCI or, like, Elizabeth dying. I have no idea. So I'm gonna go ahead and put Charlie first Also, guys, make sure to like the stream if you haven't already. If you just got here, I appreciate it. And of course, subscribe. I'm guessing you guys are probably subscribed, but just in case, hey, go ahead and subscribe. Charlie first, I'm gonna put in don't like. I don't know how people feel about that though. You guys let me know. I kind of believe Charlie first. Yeah, Seeker. Charlie before CC. I could get behind that. I really have to think. I'm just really convinced that because it's a security puppet, that means that something bad has already happened. Is a security puppet an updated? So that's a good question, because the actual, the face splitting, the actual like security puppet object that you buy in FNAF 6 is does look quite different, but then the puppet that you actually play as in the mini game doesn't look exactly like that. And I know it's an 8-bit minigame, so it's like it doesn't have to be completely accurate, but the way that I see it is like the actual security puppet object item that you buy in the game is like an updated thing, but then the minigame that you play, that is what actually happened, basically. But if you believe MCI 83, could it be MCI? So, Seeker, the way that I see it is MCI first, then Elizabeth, but I have to really think. It might be Elizabeth first, as fucked up as that is. Elizabeth first is where I usually end up landing. I see Elizabeth and the MCI happening around the same time. And then it could be Charlie next. That doesn't matter as much to me. I don't think we have enough information to definitively say who was first, but I do believe that MCI, BV, Elizabeth, and then Charlie. I think that's okay, Emers. I honestly, the only thing I feel really strongly about is the MCI happening before Bite Victim. That's the only thing that I'm gonna be like, let me debate you with facts and logic in terms of the death order, because a lot of the death order is very vague. I'm going to put Elizabeth first in Believe It, simply because even though it doesn't make a lot of fucking sense and it's really confusing, because why is William creating murder crazy robots, the fun times, before anything else? But I see FNAF 4 and I see Elizabeth's room being empty, and that really screams to me, storytelling wise, that is like Elizabeth is gone already, and Scott was kind of setting that up to then be explored perhaps in the next game. I know a lot of people think that she's just like down the street or she's somewhere else, but I just strongly feel that an empty child's room is like narratively, it's like red flashing lights of like, this child is gone, they are dead or they're missing. I think that's why it's in the game. Problem for me is motivation. Yeah, that's the thing, Mass Challenge. That's the biggest issue with it. Because he wants to be... Yeah, and so Seeker, that is where I also lean as well. I lean towards William. He wants to be immortal. He wants to be better than Henry. And I think the reason he opens Circus Babies is to be better than Henry. Because, I mean, I go into it in my sister location video, but the whole wording of like the marketing of that restaurant is very sassy. It's very like, this is better than those other pizza restaurants you may have seen. And William is like a petty bitch like that. But then it is a lot. I think it's a lot to swallow for the average theorist you're trying, or like the average fan that you're trying to explain it to. It's a lot to swallow to be like, hey, actually all of this crazy murder robot shit happened, first before everything else. Especially because we don't know how MCM ties. That is true also, Emmers. Elizabeth could be one of the girls, and it could be a retcon. One of the girls. Do you mean, Mass Challenger, one of the girls that is in like the playground outside neighborhood? Hey, we got 10 people watching. Nice. Everyone, if you're watching and you haven't already liked the stream, please go ahead and like it. I can actually refresh. I don't know if the like counter is up to date for me. Oh yeah, we got 7 likes. Well, that doesn't, 10 viewers? We got 9 viewers now. Never mind. Still, let's try to get it to 9 likes to match the number of current viewers. And let's go back to the list. Andrew first. MCI 83. I'm very biased. Obviously, we've just been talking about this. But I would put it in Believe It normally. But for me, it's so MCI 83 is literally what made me want to make FNAF videos in the first place. I can tell the story. Let me just take a drink of water. Remember to hydrate, guys. So first of all, to respond to Larry, I don't know if FNAF 1 is in 1993, but that is true that if it is, that does line up really well with MCI 83. But regardless, okay. So I was watching last year, kind of the whole of last year on and off, I was watching a lot of T-Dread streams, and unfortunately Gibby, we've all been there, but I was just watching a lot of new wave FNAF content, and I was starting to think about FNAF again because I've always been a fan, but it had been a while since I really was thinking about it, and I was really trying to figure out FNAF 4 in my head, and it just, the more that I thought about it and looked at it from kind of a fresh perspective of not really being involved with the franchise as much for the last couple years, I was Scott was trying to tell a story. He was trying. It didn't work out, but he was trying to tell a story in the first 4 games, right? You have the first game is giving you, the first 3 games are giving you lore about the MCI. There's no human characters yet. There's no, there's characters, but there's no Aftons or anything like that. That would all come later. And I strongly feel that FNAF 4 is telling the story of the 5th MCI victim. Even though, obviously, technically, Bite Victim is not, he didn't go missing. There's a lot of ways to explain around that. It's just, you see Happiest Day, you see the way the story was going. It just, to me, and now, obviously, it's a long time later, and there's a lot of different ways to look at FNAF 4. There's, tons of interpretations you can have. But I basically, it is just hard for me to look at FNAF 4 at the time and see anything other than it being about the MCI as not kind of random. That is just the thing. Because and it's not like I hate other theories about the MCI or other interpretations of FNAF 4, but I just feel very strongly about that. And that prompted me. I was originally gonna write a Reddit post. I was just writing like a really long Word document, and eventually I was like, hey, I watch a lot of FNAF YouTubers. I kind of have an idea of how to do it. And I know I used to make really cringy YouTube videos back in the day, like 10 years ago. So I know how to edit stuff. I can do it. I have a microphone. I'll just make my own video. And here we are now. So that's a little story for you. You guys are talking about it's a puzzle. Man, sorry, I was kind of neglecting to pay attention. You know what? I don't know what those numbers are. I don't have a take on that. MCI 85, it's between neutral and don't like for me. It's not bad because obviously there is evidence. I'm going to put it in don't like. I mean, I don't know. That seems too harsh. But I think if I'm putting MCI 83 up that high, MCI 85's got to be that low just by default. Even though I don't hate it. Oh, hey, Scared, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Hope the editing's going well. I need to remind you that there is a literal spring lock suit in the scooping room. I don't know what we're talking about. Sorry, guys. The final chapter marketing. So, Mass Challenger, I do see it. I see the final chapter as being legitimate. I don't think it was supposed to be the last FNAF game. Absolutely not. Like, I know Scott wanted to make more. He had Sister Location. He had the novels. Like, I know that he had more to do. But I do see it, the last chapter, as being like, it is supposed to kind of cap off the story of the first 4 games, which is the MCI. If it's the suit that led to the bannings, why is it just lying around in the bunker when suits are being taken away? Okay, so with that suit sucks. I know we're supposed to be talking about MCA 85 right now, but I do want to respond to that. Basically, I think that because I have some faith in Scott as a somewhat decent storyteller that isn't completely just like completely fucked. So I think that if Circus Baby is saying that this came from my old pizzeria, it's a spring lock suit, and in FNAF 3 they're saying there's a spring lock failure at the sister location, that has to be the same suit that is getting talked about in FNAF 3. If it's not, I have lost all faith in FNAF. And I give up because like that is like so. If that wasn't what's intended, then I don't know what he's doing. Okay, so Mass Challenger, I think that is definitely possible. I don't have a good explanation for like how it physically ended up there, but I do think that the spring lock failure that is getting talked about by Circus Baby and talked about in FNAF 3 happened at Circus Baby's on the first day it was open, which is fucked up because that's also when Elizabeth died, so that's a lot of random shit happening on one day, which I don't really like story-wise. I think that it had to be somewhat orchestrated by William in some way, because the fact that it got put in the safe room was what allowed him to then use it for the MCI, and he's a conniving kind of guy. So that's how I see it. Baby says nobody used it like it's supposed to. Getting spring locked wouldn't be not using it. Yeah, I agree. Well, I think. Getting to my like window. That is true. So do you think, Seeker, that it's like she's talking about William using it to murder kids? I mean, yeah. I think that is what she's talking about. Oh, also, hey, Clavis, how's it going? If you don't put iconic theory, baby tamper, and I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. Tell me what it is, and I'll find it and put it in the correct tier, and I'll look it up myself. Baby tamper. Circus baby killing Elizabeth Afton was because the one you should not have killed tampered with her. What? There would only be 4 entities the souls of the MCI could have possessed. Oh, okay. It's like a Golden Freddy thing. Oh, okay. And then I was no longer myself. I mean, yeah. I see the vision. I see the vision. You'll find out one day. Well, we found out. And yeah, Seeker, I think it is definitely vague, but now that I'm thinking about it, I think because she says it's so sinister, like, I think that she is, it might be implying that it was only used to kill kids, which is very scary. I don't think it's canon. It is, you never know. You never know. It is funny, though. We'll see. I don't know if it's in this tier list. Apparently, this isn't the most up-to-date tier list, but we'll see. The Withers endoskeletons share design elements of a Springlock suit. Perhaps the 83 band wore Springlock suits. That would be crazy. Mass Challenger. That would be something. Okay, MCI 87. I am also going to... I'm not going to put it in bad because there's a lot of weird shit happening with the DCI. So I'm not going to be like, that's just wrong. Obviously, I don't think it's true, but I can't hate on it too much. The thing that's weird about the DCI, and I think Unwithered and the Gibster were talking about this in a recent stream. Excuse me. How everything in FNAF 2, given that it's a prequel and everything, makes it really, really seem like it's being... Also, we hit 10 likes. Thank you, guys. Thank you. If you haven't liked yet, go ahead. Everything... Oh, I keep losing my train of thought. Hold on one sec. Yeah, everything in FNAF 2 is making it seem like it's building up to the MCI, because it's like there's been an investigation, someone used one of the suits, and then it turns out, oh no, it's happening a second time, which is weird. It's very weird. Like, I feel like if you're Scott and you're making a prequel, you're going to probably, and then if you're talking about all that stuff, it seems like it's going to be talking about the MCI. So it's weird. I don't think it's true, but there's definitely something to talk about there. Yes, company. Yep. True. Okay, Andrew DCI. Andrew MCI. You know what? Should we even bother with... I don't want to be so mean to these Andrew theories. But there's so many. Why does this tier list have so many Andrew theories? Andrew Monty? I don't know. Andrew Talbert? I don't care. I'm leaving the Andrew theories out of this. Scrap Baby MCI. Is that that the MCI is inside Scrap Baby. That kind of sounds like what Clavis was talking about. Scott probably included a second set of murders to reintroduce the killer. That is, I think it is hard to pinpoint the narrative purpose of the DCI, but that is true. Yeah, I think Seeker. I think that William. It's very likely that William was going to be storing that suit somewhere. We see it in the Silver Eyes, I think. Not that really fucking matters anymore, but why does everyone keep trying to shoehorn Andrew but not my boy Jake? Seriously though, there are too many Andrew theories. I think the only Andrew theory should be Andrew is in the games. Andrew is in the games. Or Andrew's not in the games. And then we can talk about everything else. Yeah, Clavis, that's what I was just about to look it up, but I think you're right. I don't think that that's true, though. What is the evidence for that? Tell me, Theory Wiki. All I can find is Circus. Oh, okay, no, yeah, this is Scrap MCI. Yeah, Mass Challenger, you are right. I don't like Andrew in the games, even though it's funny. Oh, shit. Google Chrome is lagging again. Please don't crash. Okay. Okay, we're good. The fandom... Dude, fandom? I know this is a well-known fact, but holy shit. I can't even look at this. I have to close out of it. The fandom website is literally fucked up. It is fucking my whole thing up right now. Like, it is literally like breaking my shit. Okay. Yeah, it's like completely frozen this Chrome window, dog. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Okay. It's literally like it's breaking my computer right now. Okay. 1 second. Okay. OBS good. Hold on, guys. Technical difficulties. And I know the music's gone, but we're gonna get that back. One second. Right. Okay. Music is back. Now, let's pull the fucking chat back up. And let's not go to fandom.com, I guess, anymore, because it literally just, like, completely breaking my whole thing. Okay, mute that. Smashing windshields goated. Phantom's awful. Yeah, I was going to say, should you use your phone for research instead of laptop? Emmers, okay. Emmers, I'm going to literally hire you full-time on every time I stream so you can just fix all of my shit constantly and constantly just make my stream better. Is that all right? Because I don't know what I would do without you. I don't think of these things. I don't think of I'm not a solution oriented mind. But that is a great idea. I'll do that bet. Perfect. But yeah, no, fandom, literally, I'm opening the tab. It's literally just a wiki page, and Google Chrome does not like that. Anyway, so let me fucking look up what were we talking about? It was Circus MCI on my phone, because we are smart around here. And hopefully we can finally move on. It feels like my birthday. The happiest day minigame. Okay, I don't know about this. I think if the MCI is in the Molten situation. It's going to be Ennard / Molten Freddy. I think Baby is supposed to be separate from that. I think that's the reason that she gets separated. So it's not terrible, but I don't like it. Let's get the fuck back to here. Don't like Ballora Afton. I don't like it. I'm sorry. I don't like Mrs. Afton being anything. I know that might be a hot take. Ghouls, no for eating up your RAM. I know. Okay, Spectre, I literally I have a problem where I know Google Chrome is terrible, one of the worst browsers consistently. My partner tells me constantly to stop using it, and she's right. But I have a problem where I feel very familiar with it, and I never get around to switching it up. But I should definitely do that because it is terrible. Not even Ballora symbolizing her. No, I just don't think. I just don't see. I don't see a reason for it. Is the thing, and I'm not putting it in bad because it's like it's reasonable. I just don't see a reason for Ballora to actually represent anything or anybody in that way. And I don't see a reason for Mrs. Afton to be in the story. I know it's kind of a hot take. And it's not that I like fucking hate the idea of like William having a wife or like a mother being a thing in the story, or the story to have a woman. Obviously that would be better. But I just feel like the way that it's written is Scott has not made that clear. I know that there's like the staff bot thing, but I don't know about that. I don't know about Ballora. Brave is... Oh yeah, I've heard of Brave before. Women in my... Exactly, Clavis. I mean, it would be Peak, but I don't think we're dealing with Peak. I think we're dealing with slop. But no, I don't hate it. I'll put it in neutral. I feel like I'm a little harsh. It could be a thing. I don't think it matters much either way. BB victim? Why? What is that? What? Why? FNAF BB victim. In FNAF 4, a toy of Mangle. Oh, is it like... What? BB was the first human animatronic in the series? Is that even true? Like, in the timeline? I think Scott is in the same mindset as Disney. One parent is better than two. Exactly. I don't see him trying to have a woman character that means something in the game. Besides, obviously Elizabeth, Charlie. I don't see him having Mrs. Afton. In chronological order... Okay. Does anyone want to make a case for Balloon Boy victim? Oh yeah, Seeker, I do like... I guess I will give it that. I do like the whole idea of like the fun times being a representation of William's family. Is this because of Trick or Treat minigame, one of the Help Wanted games? There's masks. I don't know. I guess I don't, but like story wise, what is that really, are we really saying that all of FNAF 4 is like Balloon Boy's origin story? I don't know. Okay, the Blob ones I'm going to hold off on for the moment because I'm not super knowledgeable about the Blob. And I honestly don't even think Steel Wool is. From what I've seen of it, I don't think that Steel Wool quite knows what the Blob is supposed to be yet. That's not to say that it won't ever have a solution or go somewhere, but I think Emirates, the only reason I won't put it in neutral is because I feel like I have a better idea of what Bite Victim is. Night Review shows up. Yeah, and that could be, I guess, why BB is canon, or Nightmare BB is canon. Yeah, Agony Leftover. It's definitely something like that. It'll get explained later on, so yeah, I don't think it's worth much talking about right now. UCN Duo. Is that just I hate these like theory nicknames. Like, I feel like they're so unclear. Is that just Cassidy and Bite Victim are, it's like parallels to Andrew and Jake? That's a tough one. Andrew Slop and Corpse Slop. Yeah, I think we're gonna skip a lot of that for now. Yeah, the duo thing. BB and Cassidy, yeah, it's like it's parallels to Jake and Andrew. You should put it deciding on tier for theories. I think I'll leave them at the bottom. That can kind of be the default deciding on or not gonna talk about tier. Because I like the visual cohesion of what we have going on. Both Golden Freddy and Vengeful Spirit are torturing. Okay. I am not 100% about the Vengeful Spirit at the moment. But I don't think that Man in Room 1280 is supposed to be explaining UCN or giving us clues about UCN, because William... So in Man in Room 1280, is William dead? Or is he just... No, the whole thing is he's not dead, right? He's like clinging on to life despite their best efforts to kill him. The nuns and the priest and whatever. But in UCN, he's dead. Bro is dead. So I don't think that's the same thing. Forcefully, yeah. And okay, so I guess the forcefully being kept alive does sound like a lot of the Vengeful Spirit voice lines. Yeah, absolutely. Mass Challenger, I was gonna get to that, but you are right on the money. I think if anyone is the Vengeful Spirit, I believe that it is probably Bite Victim. And I could make like a bigger video about it one day, but I don't know if it would have that much really compelling evidence and like a great narrative going along with that. But when I was writing the FNAF 4 video, hello Angel Theory, welcome. When I was writing the FNAF 4 video, I looked at Happiest Day and how when Bite Victim's mask falls, or no, when Bite Victim dons his mask, when the cake gets delivered and he puts on the Golden Freddy mask, only then is when all of the other spirits, including him, can get freed. And that really made me think of UCN, where there's one spirit kind of keeping all of the other spirits against their will together, and someone who has the power to do that. So I could see it being that. Okay, I'm going to say, those who know the Vengeful Spirit is some random nameless kid. That could also be true. It could be something that Scott wanted to like have Steel Wool resolve later. I'm gonna put Can't be convinced in UCN Duo. Okay, all these fucking corpse ones, I don't really care. I don't care. There's so many of them. Glitch. Okay, we can do these glitch trap ones. I don't like the glitch trap debate, honestly, because I know people feel really strongly. David Murray's a vengeful spirit. I think that could be true. I am the vengeful spirit. Okay, well, damn. Probably should have said something. We've been wondering. I think Gibby made a theory. Yeah, Gibby did make a theory, and unfortunately, you know, a broken clock is right 2 times a day, I think is the saying. I believe vengeful spirit is M2. David was broken into 2 parts, one taken by Fiona. Yeah, that could be. Yeah, there are a few FNAF topics I don't like to cover just because the debate. I agree, Clavis. I agree. I think there are like so many topics in FNAF that are literally like, one, who cares? Not who cares. Who cares is extreme because obviously it's like we care, but a lot of them are like not that important either way. Like glitch mimic versus glitch trap, I feel like is something that's going to be answered. So I feel like getting really heated about that. Will cares. I knew that was coming. Thank you. I like glitch mimic versus glitch Afton. I feel like is not worth getting super upset about. I know people feel really strongly about it, but I think that it's going to be. I don't think we have enough information to like fully understand how the mimic works and then what is what the story is going to be. But yeah, I do agree, Mass Challenger, that it's going to be something supernatural. I think I'm partial to glitch both if I had to take a stance on it. The whole glitch mimic versus glitch Afton debate is also intentionally being kept. Yeah. Actually, Clavis, I think you're right. I would really love to know more about like what the fuck I know this is obvious, like everybody wants to know this, but like what Steel Wool's plan is. Malhair is a better name, I agree. Glitch Trap, it's kind of funny to know that wasn't really supposed to be his name. Their war profiteer, I mean, Scott is like the original war profiteer because he was just so vague about everything and he kept this goddamn franchise alive for like 12 years at this point. But I think Steel Wool is carrying the torch. Steel Wool is carrying the flame, if you will, of Scott Cawthon. And, you know, fighting for the gospel and honor, you know, you could say honoring his name, honoring Scott Cawthon's name in terms of keeping the debate alive. Yes, exactly. Class C died first, start living in William's shadow. I don't know about all that. That it could be the lore industrial complex. It literally is, though. All right, where the fuck were we? Okay, a lot of these glitch ones, I don't know. Where's glitch both? Why is that not even here? Am I freaking blind? I mean, okay, I'm just gonna put fucking glitch mimic, glitch Afton, or neutral. Because we'll know. All these burn trap ones. Shadow glitch is interesting. Glitch memory, I'm not quite sure exactly how that's different from the other ones. But shadow glitch is interesting because it would potentially explain Shadow Bonnie, which is something that has not really been well explained. So that's a good opportunity for Steel Wool to actually explain something. Wonder what Scott thinks about Chekhov's gun. That's true. That's a good question. Yeah, it's Mass Challenger. I don't know. Also, we have 14 people watching. Everybody, if you're watching, if you just come in here and you haven't already, please go ahead and like the stream, and I will greatly appreciate that. We're ranking some FNAF theories. We're talking about it. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Also, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Guessing most of you are subscribed. 15. We got 15, guys. Absolutely incredible. Please make sure to like the stream. And, yeah, let's get a W. I don't know. What's something fun in the chat? 14 in the chat. I mean, it's not original, but everyone, let's get a 14 in the chat to celebrate 14 live concurrent viewers on the broadcast. And drink break. Thank you. Fourteens up. Thank you guys. Also, yeah, Luca Corpse Seeker, if you care to explain, that would be nice. Fiona Sprite is a witch. She is very likely sponsor sister location. I could see that. Scott's games are smaller. Yeah, I think Scott had, when he was making the games by himself, 14 Golden Freddy, absolutely. W14 W Golden Freddy. Oh, hey, Leo Perk. No need to apologize. 15 is better. Absolutely no need. I'll take 15 over 14. You know, 14's funny number, but hey, let's just say 15. That's more people. What was I talking about? I'm sorry, guys. I'm so bad at this. Oh yeah, okay. So when Scott was doing the games by himself, when he was the sole auteur, I think he obviously had much better control over what got talked about. And I think that Steel Wool, I think that they've gotten better. I think they've had a reformation like since Secret of the Mimic, but I think especially during like Help Wanted and Steel Wool, they were not very clear like within themselves of what they wanted to do. Let's retcon Golden Freddy to be the 15th victim. True. Okay, hold on one sec, guys. Just gotta send a message. Everyone, make sure to drop a 14 in the chat if you haven't already. Or drop another one. Or drop a 15. But yeah, basically, Steel Wool, I don't think that they have, or they might have now, but I don't think in the past they had their comms, internal comms completely tuned up, which I don't think is very surprising. Okay, BV Emily. Is that because, like, Sammy is supposed to parallel him? I'll probably put that in don't like. I mean, maybe there's some really good evidence for that in the games. And yeah, like we have never had, which is still crazy to think about, but we've never had explicit confirmation that anybody in FNAF 4 is related to the Aftons, or is the Aftons, or is related to William. We've had very strong evidence, but we have never had like Henry in FNAF 6 literally says like my daughter, and it's like very clear. All of the like Bite Victim, Foxy Bro, all that, there is no super overt confirmation. So I guess you could argue Bite Victim Emily. I don't agree with that though. Kind of because it explains what the further has been putting it back together. Because, I mean, Secret, I think that you could have Charlie being the plush and not bite victim Emily at the same time. I know a lot of people obviously believe Charlie plush. BB stops crying if he stands in front of William. Is that true? That's actually insane. I did not know that. That's obviously not the case. Yeah. 22 as confirmed. I think that's probably even too much, honestly. I think that they might be... That sounds a little high. But yeah, it is crazy. There's not a lot confirmed. Paper victim, what they use the paper pals. I mean, I don't like that. And it's not because I don't think that has evidence, but I'm very partial to bite victim being bite victim being Golden Freddy. So if another theory says that he's not Golden Freddy, I am not as into that. BB receiver, this has to be canon, right? I know some people think it's Cassidy receiver because there are in the books, like in the Stitch Wraith Stingers, the whole idea of Happiest Day is kind of different than it is in the games, where I think, and I'm not a book expert, so definitely correct me if I'm wrong, but I think in that, Andrew or Jake allows Andrew to live one of his happy memories, or it's the other fucking way around. One of them lets the other one live their memory, which like helps them. I know I'm a great FNAF YouTuber, guys. I really succinct analysis here. But so then that could mean that in some way in the games, bite victim is helping wait, is that a secret? Help me out. If you disagree with this, you gotta let me know what the actual counter argument is. I'm trying to come up with the counter argument, but I'm failing. The afterlife in Frights is basically depicted as happy memories. Andrew moves on because Jake literally kicks him into his own happy memory. Oh, it's like a baseball thing, right? It's like a sports thing. Thank you, Clavis. Yes. So that could be what is happening in Happiest Day in the games. It could be some form of bite victim helping Cassidy move on. Seeker, I know actually Seeker is coming back to me. I think last time you were in here, you were talking about how bite victim is the puppet in Happiest Day. And then they're all the one. They're helping Cassidy move on. Yellow Eyes tells Susie that he's final the Happiest Day mini games. So the thing with that, Seeker, and I did just do a couple FNAF world related videos, so that FNAF World is pretty fresh in my mind. I think that when spooky Yellow Eyes in the Void is talking, they're talking to the player. They're saying, no, sorry, fuck, god damn it, I'm fucking it up. when Spooky Eyes is in the Void, they're talking to Bite Victim. They say, I will put you back together. There's the Fredbear plush talking to Bite Victim. But when it's Glitch Bear is talking to the player, or Michael, or whoever you want to believe is playing the game. I don't think Bite Victim is playing the game. I think someone else is playing the game, and the player and Glitch Bear / Fredbear plush are working together to help Bite Victim. And then when Yellow Eyes comes back into the Void at the end and talks to Bite Victim again, he says the pieces are in place for you. All you have to do is find them, which I think just means, it doesn't mean that they have to go, that Bite Victim has to go do all of the happiest day mini games in FNAF 3, I think that means that basically the path has been laid out for him and he can rest. But it is worded confusingly. It is worded so that it could be the other way. But I definitely think, and there's a lot going on in the chat. So let me catch up real quick. Happiest day is related to him. The problem where to go wrong M2. Yeah, I don't know what that is. CC could be the only one receiving happiest day because the only one who needs. Yeah, okay, so my take on it, and it's just because, again, like with the Springlock suit thing, I have some faith. I have some level of faith. How is it worded weirdly? Being told he has to go find them. Well, it's worded weirdly because when Spooky Eyes is talking to Bite Victim in that moment, that wording could mean that he has to go do what the player does in FNAF 3 of actually go through all of the happiest day mini games. But I don't think that that's what he's telling him to do. I think he's telling Fredbear Plush is telling Bite Victim to rest, and that but the reason it's weird is because go and find them sounds like a very active thing. So I get why it could be interpreted that way. So I think that that is what the pieces are, but it's not Bite Victim who is putting them together. I don't think I interpret Happiest Day as the player and whoever else putting Bite Victim back together, not him putting anything together. It's David Memories. I don't know about all that. I'm just trying to keep it FNAF 4, FNAF World related. But basically I have some faith in Scott as a storyteller that would tell me that in FNAF 3 you have Happiest Day, you have this very clear birthday party imagery of the kids attending a birthday party, and then in FNAF 4 we see the other side of it where we see the actual birthday party, we see what went wrong and how that's the inception for everything that leads up to the Happiest Day minigame. It's like a full circle kind of moment. I very strongly believe that Bite Victim is the one who needs to be put back together. I think he's already being put back together by the time FNAF World is something what it says. Yes, but also at the end, I'm gonna pull it up because I'm just going off top of my head at the moment. FNAF World clock ending. Where's the fucking Sire Squawks one? There we go. And I know you guys can't see it. I'm just pulling it up for myself. So at the end he says, "We're still your friends. Do you believe that? The pieces are in place for you. All you have to do is find them. Rest." So yeah. Let me go hop on back to the chat. Hi, just joined. Which one are we talking about? We are talking about BV Receiver right now. Unusual Carrot. So I think that the putting back together, Seeker, is what happens in FNAF World and in FNAF 3 in the Happiest Day minigames. I don't know how much time passes in between that. And I'm what I was saying about the wording being weird is that when Yellow Eyes is saying all you have to do is find them, the pieces are in place for you, that is making it sound like Bite Victim is the one who has to go assemble all of the pieces, but then he says rest. So I interpret that more as the pieces are like, we have done the work to get you fucking sorted out, put you back together. Okay, we have 19 people watching, guys. We're almost at 20. So if everybody watching right now could please like the stream and type something. What should we I have such a hard time thinking of original, like, fun things to spam in the chat. Rest for now until you can go find them. I get it, but I really think that something 1280, yeah, something like that. I really feel strongly that it's the player in FNAF 3 that's putting Bite Victim back together. I'm not, I don't hate Cassidy Receiver. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, this is fucking this is a terrible way to interpret the story, but I just personally don't see it that way. Larry, what if Golden Freddy is Bite Victim and the fifth missing kid? Huh. Angel Theory, that is interesting. The player of FNAF 3 is CC. The guard is entered inside Mike's body with CC in the driver's seat. Okay, that is I really like, I've never heard that, but I really like that. Also, I'm going to skip this song because it's a little annoying. It's just riding a little high in the mix. I really like that theory. That's really interesting. And that could be an explanation. But I don't... That's just not how I see things. And I think we should move on to the next one. But I do like talking about this. BV being the fifth missing kid would make this make a bunch more sense. Well, Larry, if you've seen my first video called some stupid shit like the FNAF 4, some really generic title like the FNAF 4 theory that solves everything, you can see why I think that Bite Victim is the fifth missing kid. And it is probably true. I've heard that CC is inside Molten Freddy and the leader. That would be very interesting. Giving the Phantom answers got to be the scariest thing. I mean, that is true. That's why he ain't ever done it. That Angel, you are talking about some... You're on a different level right now. That is interesting, though. I like looking at other Scott's games for lore. Okay, BV saw failure. No. I know why people think it. Because people don't think... wait, where's BV's? Yeah. BV saw MCI... I'm putting it... I want to put it in... I feel like it's too... Like, I want... In my heart, it's up here. But I don't know. I feel like people might think that I'm going a little overboard. So I'm open to talk about it. I personally think is him being put back together... As a Seeker, I think Ennard is being put back together. I just think that that's Elizabeth being put back together. Seeker, do you make videos? I've never checked out your channel before. You should totally make videos because you have a lot of really good ideas. And you have, like, every time you're in the chat, you're literally, like, you're saying very, like, things that you have thought about clearly a lot and, like, very well fleshed out ideas. So I think you should definitely give making videos a shot if you want. You got a good perspective. Beefy saw failure, his dad failing to salvage his marriage. Okay, true. Only a shitty adults were. No, Seeker, I really do think, because I would love to see a video about this whole Ennard business, because I don't see a lot of people talking about that, but that's a really interesting way to look at it. What if the Desolate Hope is the last game in the FNAF timeline? I don't know about that. He definitely saw something. I agree. Okay, let's talk about BB Saw MCI for a second. So obviously a lot of, like, all three of these up here in the probably canon, which is funny that these are the only ones up here for me so far. These all go hand in hand together, because I just strongly interpret FNAF 4 to be about the MCI, and I think that the reason that Bite Victim is so sad and he's so upset and traumatized is because he saw his fucking friends die. He defo saw something. What that was, something. Yeah, I agree, Unusual Kara. I think we have the rumors going on. We have him afraid of specifically the spring-lock suits. And then people can say, well, what about the, like, what is misunderstood in the shadows bullshit? And I think, because that leads people to believe that he saw something perhaps that wasn't so bad, but he misinterpreted it. But I think that he says that he thinks that the actual characters are his friends because he is traumatized by his actual friends dying, and that is his way of misinterpreting it. Mass Challenger, I think absolutely. That would be awesome. I would love to see that. Do you think anyone will be interested in watching that? Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Absolutely. I think regardless, I encourage everybody in here, if you have thoughts about FNAF or about anything, I encourage you guys to try making, it doesn't have to be a video, but just putting it out there in some way. Because I think that it's a great way to get your ideas across, and there's definitely a lot of people that would care about it. And it can be fun. The one thing you never do in this franchise is hold on to ideas so tightly. I know, you know, I'm going to hold on to the three up here that I have tightly. Though that it's like the one FNAF hill that I'll die on. Do we know for sure that Shadow's hint is about CC specifically? That is a good question. It is very vague. I assume because he's the child. It could be talking about the girl who's talking about rumors, and some people have probably thought that before. That is interesting though, because people have come to just accept that it's talking about that. It's talking about CC. Vlad the Immortal is William. Here's Fiona. Yeah. Yeah, no, Mass Challenger for sure. I think it would be great. Even if even if it doesn't end up like blowing up or anything, I think it's definitely still worth making. And we will watch it. We in this chat will check it out. What if it's Afton seeing M2? Like if it's Bite Victim seeing M2? I don't know. I when I'm looking at FNAF 4, I really try to look at like just before, just everything in FNAF 4 and before, just only because it really seemed like that was the one time that Scott was like, here is a cohesive, complete, like not over story, but a completed self-contained story, and you have to figure it out from this. So I'm pretty adverse to like mimic stuff in FNAF 4. Maybe like it's been retconned, but you know, if I'm trying to think of the original interpretation, I've typed out my own theory on the connecting points between CCVS and Mike OMC. Yeah, unusual carrot for sure. I think it would. That also sounds like it would be a really interesting video. And again, I think I was talking about this in my last stream, which was a while ago, because we were on the subject of video making. So I think that I strongly believe that like video making is a skill that everybody can gain. It's not like an inherent talent. It's something that can be worked on, and I think it's very accessible as long as you have like actually, you know what, my friend Dat Purple Person, go ahead and go subscribe to them, but they fucking apparently edit and do basically everything on their phone, which is insane. If you actually watch their video, if you watch any of their videos, you would not believe that they just use a phone for that. So I think, but basically what I'm saying is, as long as you have something, you have internet access, there's a lot of free editing software, there's a lot of free audio software. I think as long as you have a good idea, or you have an idea that you're passionate about, you should definitely give video making a try. And I encourage everyone to do that if you want. And yeah, I would watch that. I would watch both of those things. Because you'll end up angering yourself. Yes, true. I've had multimedia honors in school with KineMaster. I've not even heard of that. Is that like a free one? But yeah, no, I think there's I don't think that you necessarily need expensive editing software or any kind of thing like that. You can do a lot with a little, is my point. Anyways, all right, let's move on from that for now. We have more BV Saw things. And this is a lot of BV Saw. BV Saw, and this is a thing, right? Is like, I think the BV Saw theories always imply that it's not just that he saw it, it's that's the one thing that Scott was talking about in that hint. And that's the one thing that he's so scared. So, for example, if I think he could have seen Elizabeth die, because I think Elizabeth dies before 1983, hence the empty girl's room. There we go. But I don't think that is what traumatized Cece. So I think he could have I don't have a problem with him seeing her. But the question is, does that mean that we put it in neutral, or can we not, because it's not I don't think that's like the one thing he saw, if you know what I mean. Next game, it's about, that would be crazy, Angel. I also agree with this, except UCN Duo. UCN Duo, where do we put that again? UCN Duo we talked about, and it's basically, I think it came down to like, there's not a lot we know about the vengeful spirit, and it's not, it makes sense as a theory. I think it makes sense. I don't know about it. Okay. I'm going to be honest, guys. I really have to use the restroom. I know you guys will probably make fun of me for that. But I will be right back. Hopefully the music doesn't stop. It might stop when I take my AirPods out. But I'll be right back in just a moment. Actually, you know what? No, we'll just leave it on the screen. All right, I'll be right back. I'm back. It looks like the music stopped. My worst fears have been realized. Let me get on back to the chat. All right. Okay, I'm just gonna go in order. Mr. Lepus, I did see that. I can't remember if I responded to your comment, but I did read it and it was very interesting. So thank you for that. And thank you for watching that video. That is my fucking best video that took me forever. And it is like my worst performing video by far, which is not surprising because it is about the books and it's a very niche subject, but thank you for watching it because I'm very proud of that video. What is he was hiding? There's music. Yeah, the music has been very low in the background, so it's possible that it's not too audible. I just don't want it to be much louder because I just don't want it to like really interfere with what I was saying. 809 Freddy's. Oh my god, don't fucking talk to that guy. That guy sucks. Bro just muted and shit his pants before. All right, unusual carrot. Let's that may be closer to the truth. No, I don't know. You guys are always so funny when I can't just like go to the fucking bathroom in peace. You guys gotta be so funny about it. Oh, I did respond back. Okay, cool. I try to respond to most comments. I really like responding to comments. But sometimes I won't respond. Okay. I'm putting all of the BV Saw. I feel like I should have made these categories better because it's not that I don't like them, I just don't believe them. I'm gonna fucking change it. Because don't like is like really negative sounding. It's like, oh, I don't like that. That fucking theory sucks. What a dumb theory. BV delusion. That's just the theory that he saw just the fucking guy getting put into the suit and then that, like, I feel like that would be so silly. Okay, free victim I've heard of before, but I may need a quick refresher. That was a quick PA. Let's just say I'm pretty good peer. Don't clip that. Okay, we're talking about free victim. Free victim. FNAF. Oh, that's what we were just talking about. Okay. Why is it called free victim? I guess because he has free will. He's not, yeah. All right. I don't want to I think that we have thoroughly discussed that subject. Why fans are connecting Edward Henry so much? Emmers, are you talking about like me making more graphic novel videos, or just more graphic novel shit happening? Like more graphic novels getting released? Um yeah, I'm gonna put uh Free Victim in Don't Believe. And I'm glad that I changed it from Don't Like, because I think it's a very interesting interpretation, and I think there's a lot of discussion to be had. My videos, okay, thank you. I really appreciate that, because I liked making. I'll tell you guys about the graphic novel video. It was super draining because it should have taken longer than it did, but I was basically working on it for like every waking moment for the couple weeks that it took to make, and it was super draining. But I was very proud of it, because, and I was very determined, because it's the type of video that I like. I really like long slop videos that go into like deep analysis about stuff. I'm not so much a fan of like the quick theory videos, even though that's what most of my videos are. Just as a viewer, I'm not as into those. So I'm super proud of the graphic novels one. I think it's definitely my best video. And I will possibly make more graphic novel analysis, because I said I might start doing like the Frights graphic novels. The problem is, it's just they take so fucking long and they are so hard. Have I watched Gibby's 36-hour Frights video? Yes, I have, and that is a big inspiration for the graphic novels video. I just like using FNAF to go on all these little tangents about themes and stuff. So in the future, I will do more book stuff like that, and I think that graphic novel is like an interesting niche. So I will do it. It takes a really long fucking time. So I think I have to get a little more situated with the channel. Maybe get some more subscribers, and just get in like a more comfortable place. Because right now I feel like I'm in a mode where I'm trying to build up a lot of content to put on the channel. Not necessarily like shitting out videos constantly, but just like establishing a very solid body of work that I can kind of make without spending every waking moment of every day making. So I think once I'm more established and I feel more comfortable with everything, I will be able to like, all right, I can like lock in, I can make this like another really long video. But I am very interested in doing that. So and I'm really glad that you are interested too, because it's great to hear that people want that kind of stuff. Okay, let's do a couple more, and then I'll tell you guys about my next video, and then we'll probably say goodbye, because I have to eat dinner. Shatter Victim. This is another one I've fucking heard so many times, but I can't even remember the specifics of it. Shatter Victim. I know it's kind of like God Victim, right? Yeah, okay, so this is one of the ones that I don't think conflicts with my ideology of Bite Victim 5th. That's why Game Theory hates yeah, Embers, exactly. Like if I were Game Theory and I fucking had like infinite money and could just hire people to do shit for me, I would be making so many graphic novel analysis videos, because I would have no issue. I would, time, mental energy would not be a factor. And for dinner is Trader Joe's butter chicken, I think, with Trader Joe's garlic naan, frozen. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And I think everyone, if you are hungry, should also eat either now or after the stream. Let's get a W dinner. Even though in your time zone it may not be dinner, W dinner. W dinner in the chat. Shatter Victim is peak, according to Seeker. And okay, Mr. Lepus, I will get to your question in a second. I'm just gonna put Shatter Victim in can be convinced, because I do believe in a form of it, because I do think that the souls of the MCI victims are tied to Bite Victim's soul, and I think that is adjacent to Shatter Victim, so it's definitely like a high can be convinced for me. I'm hesitant to put in believe it, because I don't think I am down with all of the nuances of it, if that makes sense. I'm into the general idea. And yeah, you're right, Seeker. For your take, it would definitely be necessary. And Mr. Lepus asked, how would I feel if any theory I believe in gets debunked? It depends what it is, and also it depends what it means by debunked, because there's a lot of FNAF shit that I believe in that I don't feel very strongly about. Like, I think a good example is Charlie 87. Just taking a drink. A good example is Charlie 87, because I really believe Charlie 87. I think it's a great theory. I incorporated it into my FNAF 2 video. I think it's a really good interpretation. But if in the next game fucking they get Scott on camera and he walks up to the camera and he says, "Oh, Charlotte, what the fuck am I saying? Charlotte Emily, Henry's daughter. Yeah, she died in 1983 or 1985. If it was just completely debunked beyond a shadow of a doubt, I wouldn't really care. I would be actually happy that we actually got an explanation about something. But if something like my holy trinity of theories up here were debunked, I would be sad. And I know it's like we shouldn't get emotionally attached to theories and stuff, but I think I would, if I'm being honest, I'd probably feel a little disgruntled about just like being so wrong. And obviously that it doesn't reflect on my intelligence, or it doesn't reflect on, like, it's nothing silly like that. I just think like I would just be like, well, one, I would be like, that kind of sucks, because I thought the story was cool. I liked the story interpretation. But it would definitely be like, that sucks. But yeah, you guys are right. The fandom is crazy. I would not be like, I'm gonna fucking kill somebody. Like, I would not be like enraged. I do not get enraged over FNAF theories, which I think is important for everybody, because there are real life things. There is lots of fucked up shit happening in the world right now. There's a real life genocide happening. There is a fucking fascist administration in the White House right now. I'm just keeping it real. Some people got mad at that when I said that, when I implied that in my last video. We don't have time to like be fucking pissed off about FNAF theories. Definitely be, it's important to care about stuff that you like, but it's not something to be super upset about. So yeah, that's basically my answer. Let us do a couple more. Let's see. nobody victim is I don't like it. That's just that I mean, I get, as it implies, it's just that nothing happens to bro, right? FNAF nobody victim. So I guess it could mean that he it could mean that it's still the whole purpose of showing that was to give William a motivation. Emmers, if you have Twitter, I know Twitter is a shithole, so I totally understand if you don't have Twitter. But Twitter is definitely the best way to reach out to me. It's just 808 Freddy's. It's the same profile picture and everything. I don't have a public email. I probably could though. But Emmers, I think you a while ago sent in your Discord username. So if you don't have Twitter, I could also just add you on Discord. I have Twitter and it's a nightmare. It is absolutely a nightmare. It's fucked up. So yeah, I do not blame anybody for not having Twitter. But yeah, nobody victim. I'm gonna put in bad. Discord. Yeah, I got you, Emmers. I will freaking add you after the stream. Because the stream's gonna be ending in a second. Yes, thank you. I will add you. Yeah. All right, I think, did we get through all of the bite victim ones? Or are there still more? Network victim and memory victim. Network victim, that's just that he's like in FNAF world, right? He's in the fucking flip side. God, it's so annoying to have to look up all of these. Yeah, I believe this. Unless there's some real problem with it, but... Just reading through it real quick. There's like a fucking graphic on the wiki. Yeah. Yeah, I'm putting it in canon. I don't think it conflicts with really anything. I think that's just like straight up implied through FNAF World. Yeah, the field. No, unironically though, like I think that's what's going on. Memory victim, but also the flip side is, yeah, I don't 100% believe memory victim, but I do think it's like basically undeniable that the FNAF world dimension is it's some kind of fucking alternate dimension where memories and haunting shit happens. I think that's just in the game. Literally says everything that happens out there has an effect in here. And that could be like meta, like I said in my last video, but it could also, it being meta doesn't mean that it's not also an in-universe thing. Reading Network Victim was inspiring me to theorize about FNAF. Yeah, I when I watched Gibby's 8-hour FNAF video back a few years ago after the first FNAF movie came out and I was kind of getting back into FNAF, his whole like arcade theory, which I think is quite similar to Network Victim, was something that I had never heard about before, because I think MatPat kind of ignored FNAF World in a lot of ways. Not ignored, but didn't incorporate FNAF World as a very important thing into his theories. So I think, yeah, once you start looking at FNAF World, I think a lot of stuff kind of opens up and a lot of stuff starts making sense. If you think FNAF 2 movie was bad, Oh yeah, I mean, I'm praying that the FNAF 3 movie. I don't have high hopes for it after the FNAF 2 movie. Um, and then Memory Victim is that also like God Victim? Yeah, reverse dream theory. I believe it. Pardon me. Um, I'm not going to put it as high as Network Victim because I'm not as sure about it. Because to me, Network Victim is like very heavily implied, but Memory Victim is more of just a very solid way of like explaining a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense. Excuse me. So I'm going to put it there. I'm going to put it there. And I think people like Memory Victim. I don't think that that's controversial. And I think that is there are some lingering bite victim theories on here, like shattered freedom, follow victim. Oh, I know I can do follow victim. It's between probably canon and believe it. I think my only hesitation is that we are not 100% sure that like Golden Freddy falling around Michael is exactly what's happening. We're not as sure of that as we're sure. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'll put believe it. I'll put probably canon, I mean. I think that it makes a lot of sense story-wise. I don't see a lot of reasons to like not believe it. And then we have there's all those Spark Victim I don't like. I'm not going to put it in bad because there's some evidence, but I don't believe it. Okay, I think that that's a good place to actually end it off. How long we've been going? We've been going for about 2 hours. That's about how long I wanted to go. So thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It was really awesome. I'll definitely. I don't know when I'm gonna stream again, but we'll pick this back up. This is a lot easier to stream than reacting to MatPat, just because I don't have to like swap between like, you know, pausing the video, reading chat, answering stuff, talking about stuff. This was cool. So thank you guys for stopping by. The VOD will be up after I'm done, so you can go ahead and watch the VOD again if you missed anything. And I hope you guys all have a great evening or whatever time it is in your time zone. So yeah, I'll see you guys around. Oh, I said I was going to talk about my next video. I forgot. Basically I'm going to, and yes, Emirates, I'm gonna message you. I guess I already said bye. Should I talk about my next video? People are probably going to be wanting to head out now. I'll talk about my next video real quick. I forgot. So I said in my post that I wanted to kind of take a break from making like shorter theory videos, just because I feel like everything I've talked about so far is what I feel strongly about, and I don't have a lot of ideas about theories I feel strongly about now, and I kind of wanted to take a bit longer to make a more kind of retrospective video essay type video. So my first one of those is going to be a MatPat retrospective, which is very interesting so far, kind of critically analyzing MatPat's original, you know, classic FNAF theories, not seeing so much like did he get it right or did he solve it, but like what was the impact of these theories? Like how did these theories shape the discourse type of thing? So yeah, it's going to be fun. It'll come out in the next couple weeks. I don't have an exact time frame, but it will come out soon. And yeah, you guys are going to like it. So I'm excited. I'm excited to share it with everyone. It'll be cool. But yeah, there we go. So that's it. And I will see all of you guys soon. Thanks for stopping by. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.